Pawn Stars has been running for over a decade now, and over the seasons we have seen many huge deals on the show. But while most of these deals were made by one of the Harrisons, even the show's jokester has made the gold and silver pawn shop some cash with his happy-go-lucky attitude. Chumlee took the viewers' hearts by storm, but he also has some pretty good negotiation skills. So let's take a look at some of the biggest Pawn Star deals that Chumlee ever made. But before we do, like the video and subscribe to our channel. Now Chumlee is often portrayed as being clueless, often breaking things, ignoring his bosses, or making terrible deals. But every once in a while, even the Pawn Stars goofball makes a good deal. When a customer brought in a pair of vintage nickel-plated Scottish pistols, asking for around $8,000 for this 175-year-old saw-handle pistols, Chum made the right decision by calling in an expert. Alex Kramer confirmed that the pistols were a creation of Alexander Henry, the most famous gun maker from the Victorian era. Alex estimated that the pistols could bring in around $5,000 to $6,000 at auction, so the owner lowered his initial asking price to $4,200. Chumlee eventually got his customer to agree to a price of $3,300, sealing one of the best deals in his career. In season 4, Corey and Chumlee met a guy to look at a 1986 Buick Regal. Chumlee immediately fell in love with the car, prompting Corey to remind him that you're supposed to pretend like you don't like it when you're buying it. Big Hoss was not impressed by all the stuff the owner had done to the Buick and wasn't willing to pay more than $1,500, $1,000 less than the seller Nadir was looking to get. While Corey was ready to walk away, Chumlee and Nadir agreed on a deal at $2,000, and the Pawn Star fan favorite then took the Buick to Danny, the Count Coker, to get some custom work done. The other three Pawn Stars weren't very impressed when Chumlee and Danny presented the car when it was done, as there were no visible changes, until Chumlee got in the car and demonstrated the newly installed hydraulic system that allows the drivers to bounce around in the car. While Corey and Rick couldn't stop laughing, the old man stated that it was the most stupidest thing I've ever seen in my life, and he got into the car to have Chumlee give him a ride home and couldn't do anything about being bounced around himself. When the guy come in with the old book about how to play different card games, Chumlee didn't really understand why the customer was asking $1,500 for it. Fittingly enough, the seller had won the book in a poker game, and when Rebecca Romney came to appraise it, she was pretty excited. Published in 1866, this book was one of the first books on how to play poker, with the very first one recorded being from 1858. The rare book expert said that it was worth around $2,000, and with Vegas being the perfect market for a book like this, Chum was eager to make a deal. Although he didn't meet his customer's offer of $1,800, they eventually struck a deal for $1,375, which was actually pretty close to the seller's original offer. Chumlee often seems to be the scapegoat when something goes wrong at the pawn shop, and especially in the earlier seasons. In one episode, he was minding the shop by himself when he was offered a Gibson mandolin, but this could have been one of the biggest deals. It unfortunately turned out that the mandolin on a model with the Gibson on the headstick in the old script was one of the thousands of the fakes that can be found around the US. It did have the decals on the edges, and through one of the F holes, you could even see the stamp on the modern script Gibson logo. But besides that, it seemed different. Chumlee still bought it. Chumlee still bought the mandolin for $1,500 despite the fact that his purchase limit is $1,000, which is not unfounded. A friend and music shop owner later estimated the mandolin's worth to be just $100. And now to wrap up today's video about Pawn Stars. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Make sure to leave a like on the video, subscribe to our channel if you are a new viewer, and we hope to continue to have your support in our future videos.